What's up, everybody? Hey, John. Hey, Bob. JD, what's up? How's it going? It is Friday night. You know what that means. The bar is open. Oh, thank goodness, because it's been a shitty week. Oh, my goodness. I've been waiting for this. I was like this close to canceling tonight because work was going crazy all week, and I didn't think I was going to make it home. So, but fortunately for me, the other guy I was working with was he was cool, and he took over. He's like, "Don't worry about it. Go ahead, man." So that was cool. What's up, Diane? Barry? Good to see everyone. Love it. Yeah, John agreed. Shitty ass week. It was awful. Facebook seems to be fixed finally. Good. That is good. Yeah, I know. We last week after my show on Saturday when I did 3 Tortured Souls, people were having trouble then too. So I don't know what the deal is. I know Facebook was changing things because now I accidentally hit some kind of upgrade. Hey, Tommy from YouTube. I hit some kind of upgrade for Facebook, and it's just now when I get notifications for my pages and not my personal page, but my other pages, it switches me. It switches like your account, and then you just can't hit the back button and go back to regular stuff. I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into a little bit here. First and foremost, this is the official bar of pirates that are not superstitious because they're critical thinkers. That's why they hang out at this bar, and they like rum. So let me get to the rules here. Let me find the rules first. That's not the button I want. There's the button. I don't have producer Donna with me today. She's still on vacation, so I'm trying to do everything myself. And yeah, I'm doing all right. So let's see here. So rule number 1 is basically you are welcome to ask any kind of paranormal question you want. In return, I will give you my opinion, which really doesn't mean much, but, you know, take it for what it's worth. Nothing. Rule number 2, I don't know everything, so please don't expect me to. I will try my best. I will give you an honest answer. If I don't know, I will say that, and I'll just, you know, we'll look it up. We'll look it up together. We'll learn something new, and that's always a good thing. Rule number 3 is listen to Patrick Swayze and be nice. Just don't be a dick. You know, have conversations in the chat room. If you get into it with somebody, keep it polite, but by all means, have a debate or discussion. Have fun with it, but just be nice. If I see anyone, you know, going off, which I really don't, I usually don't, but if I do, I'll boot your ass. Because Donna's usually here to do it, but I've only had to boot 2 people. 2 people! That's pretty good for, what, I don't know how long I've been doing this show. At least, I know, over a year, because I had to renew my subscription for StreamYard. So, all right. So, rule number 4 is if you have a question, which is important because tonight's open mic night. It's Q&A. So, this show only goes as long as you guys have questions. But if you have a question, please put a Q in front of it. I'm going to actually change that. Instead of saying please put a Q or question, just put a Q. That's it. Put a Q in front of it. That makes it easier for me to find it, and I can make sure I can get to as many questions as possible, if not all of them. And then number 5, my favorite rule: drink up. Oh, yeah. You know, it tastes so much better after such a shitty week. Oh, I love it. Let me see some of the comments here. Oh, John Kenny's got Fireball tonight. Nice. Bob says, I guess I was the only one with a semi-good week. I am on summer break. Nice. Which means after take a short break, research will commence. What kind of research? Ooh, we shall see. You got to work on that podcast of yours, buddy. That's what you got to do. I'm waiting to see that come up. Let's see. Old Uncle Bob. Broomall says, yo, sup? Sup? Your bottle was more full than usual. Well, you know, I started it. I actually bought this yesterday and kept it in the fridge, saving it for today. And then, you know, filled it up. I filled it up with a little rum. And then I was sitting here. I was a little early and I was like, you know, let's put a little bit more rum in this. So I'm probably going to be pretty feeling good. It's like feeling really good by the end of the show. Oh, we got a question. Here we go. Iozun. Oh, I remember you. Iozun. I love the name. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I like saying Iozun. Do you enjoy the Conjuring movies? Can you enjoy them? That's a good question. So here we go. I've talked about this. I actually talked about this on a podcast I did Wednesday night. But so the first two Conjuring movies. So I'm going with just the Conjuring series, not the Conjuring universe here. So the first two movies I actually liked if you separate it from the real life events. Because if you put the real life events in there, it's a shit movie. It's a total exploitation, exaggeration, embellishment, and all kinds of other adjectives that go along with that. But by themselves, if you separate the reality from the real story, the real history from them, and just watch them as a horror movie, I kind of liked them. I did. The third one, actually last week during the Three Tortured Souls podcast we had JD on, and we talked about the last one, The Devil Made Me Do It. And we really went into the movie, what the movie displayed versus reality. And we took things apart and we looked at plot holes, a lot of stuff like that. So I did not like the third movie. I didn't. I thought it was way over the top. And I know they had a new director, and I think he just took it. I think he was inspired by too many other movies, too many other films, and just took different parts and just slapped it all together where it didn't really make too much sense. So I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like it. And I really didn't like that. I mean, based on the true story, that's probably one of the best examples of how little you have to base a movie on true events in order to say based on a true story. So it was horrible. It was really horrible. I really didn't enjoy the acting either. I hated it. But otherwise, I mean, just as horror movies, the first two, good. But with the reality of stuff, because I've investigated, I've done the research on the first story, the parent family, and the history the alleged history they present as real, and it's just bullshit. If you want to know more about that, look up my article on Skeptical Inquirer magazine online. You can look up my name with the Conjuring House, and you'll get the whole history with documents and the obituaries for everyone that they claim committed suicide or was killed in the house, and you'll find that they weren't. Not in the house. I mean, the people still died, but just not in that house. So hopefully that answered your question. Good question, like that. Yes, the podcast, it will be coming. Good, Bob. Get on that shit. I want to see it. I want to come on. I want to ask questions. I want to be a guest so I can harass you. JD's got a question. What? Do you work with confiscated alien spacecrafts? Enjoying a blood orange ale from Flying Bitch. What? I have no idea what you're trying to ask me here. Do you work with confiscated alien space? Are you drunk? Wait, you did say you were drinking earlier today. So I think JD's like out there. I think JD's feeling good. So you might have to clarify that because I don't know what you're referring to here. Let's see. Barry, looks like the chat room is flowing like beer, flowing out of a keg tonight. Great. Yes, I love when the chat room is full of people that are ready to discuss things. I love that. Oh, my shirt. Okay. Yes, I forgot. This is because with my work, I'm supposed to wear like collared shirts. So either a button down nice shirt or, a polo shirt like this. And normally I wear either a company shirt because they're free, or I wear like Fridays. I usually try to change it up a little bit. So I have like the Area 51 shirt that I wear, which always gets people to smile and get them to laugh. And I also have a The Earth is not flat. We checked from NASA shirt. I have one of those, and I'm constantly looking for polo shirts like that I can wear, because I only have two that I can really wear. I also have like a button down shirt that has all kinds of like witchcraft or Wiccan symbols all over it, which is fun to wear on Fridays because it gets people like freaking out. You know, the normal people, the muggles. So yeah, I mean, I like wearing these kind of shirts. So if you guys know of any that are out there, please send me a link. I like funny kind of novelty shirts here like this that are not like so in your face, but just subtle enough that I can wear, and most people just won't notice them until they really look. So, or that they know me, because most of the staff that I work with, when I come in on Fridays, they look for what kind of shirt that I'm wearing. So, good one. Glad I clarified. Glad you clarified that. All right, Tim Vickers, are you sure you don't mean razzles? I don't know why I clicked on that. Let me see. Would picketing at Whole Foods bring attention to their disgusting homeopathy aisle? Oh my goodness, that's horrible. I don't shop at Whole Foods just because it's way overpriced, and the bullshit that they sell. See, John, after a shit week, I'm glad. Been looking forward to a show all week. I'm glad that I can bring you guys some kind of happiness at the end of the week. This is my happiness too. I love this. I really look forward to sitting here and talking to you guys through this little camera up here and interacting with you guys a little bit. It's nice. It's very nice. Let's see. Tim Vickers, Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It. I'm predicting an Oscar sweep. Oh my God. I hope not. Let me see. Hey, Dave. Merry Friday to you. Yep. Kenny, here's the link. Oh, good. Thank you for putting that in the chat room. Appreciate it. Bob has a question. In regards to TikTok, is there a specific date and time you go live? I have caught you twice as I was passing through. I assume it's random for you. Yes, it is random for me. I don't have a specific time that I do it because that's more... I usually try to do that when I'm down in the basement in the museum part. I usually don't do it up here because just different scenery, and that I have the most followers on that account, the museum account for Kenny's Mystery Museum. So I actually hit 25,000 followers, which is really cool. I don't know. I guess people love it, but they're drawn in by the alleged haunted and cursed stuff that I have. So that's a big draw, and it gets people interested. So when I go live, they can still see all the stuff in the background, and they ask questions about it. The number one question I got is if I drank any of the demon blood yet. So I have a bottle, an old bottle that I had opened. It had the original contents in it, but it was over 100 years old, and it still had the cork in it. So I actually opened it up and poured the stuff in its different samples. And I'm pretty sure it's cough syrup, but I'm trying to have it tested. And people keep asking me questions and leaving comments like, hey, drink it. Come on, just drink it. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not drinking it. It's over 100 years old. I'm not drinking this shit. I don't care what it is. So, but yeah, it's totally random. And it's usually when I have nothing to do. When I actually have absolutely nothing to do, when I'm not working on a project or an article or, anything. And I'm like, I just feel like interacting with someone because I'm lonely. So I go down in the basement and I turn everything on and I just start talking until, there's a bunch of people and they start asking questions. And next thing I know, it's like 2 hours later and really late. So there you go. Yeah, it's pretty random. I don't think I'm going to plan on, I'm not going to set a time because it's just something for fun. It's more of a distraction for me. Homeopathy is profitable. Yeah, unfortunately it is. And that's really sad. That is really sad because it doesn't fucking work. It really doesn't work. And people are just, it's no different than just putting like your money down, putting $20 or $30 or $40 down on a counter and just walking away. That's as effective as homeopathy is. So I don't get why people do it. I don't, that we've talked about it before. We've gone into it before. The power of belief is just so strong. It's so strong, and anecdotal evidence for people is better than scientific data for some, because it's just, you tell someone, oh, I tried this and it worked great. I feel great afterwards. And it's like, oh, okay. And that's enough for someone to be convinced. And they go out and they pay way over prices, and it really doesn't work. There's been, I have to look it up. That's a good thing. That's a good thing to note down. But there are studies that have been done where they've tested the homeopathic medicines, and found that most of the time they don't even have the ingredient that they promote in it, and it's mostly just a sugar pill. So, oh my God, I can't believe why people don't get it. I'm going to try and find them studies and then post them, so that maybe we can get some information, better information out there. Let's see. I'm cheating on you with TikTok. I have, what? I mean, it is fun. It's entertaining. You can waste a lot of time on that app, but I do like making the videos about the museum stuff, because I mean, right now I don't have a museum. It's just my basement, and I have it set up really nice as a display thing. So if people come over, if we have guests that come over, I can, show off a few things, and you can see a few items from allegedly haunted houses and stuff like that. But it's just fun making the videos and telling the backstory and letting people enjoy it. And I also test them. Like, I tell the people, like, if like, say there's a necklace in there, there is a necklace that I have that the story is that if you wear it, it chokes you. And especially if you fall asleep, you wake up feeling choked, and the necklace is supposed to like really be tight around you and choking you. So I told people this and said, all right, I'm going to wear it. This is the test. This is the next video. I'm going to test it. I'm going to wear it all day. I'm going to go to sleep with it on, and then I'll tell you in the morning if I survived. And luckily I survived. And then it brings up questions. People start asking questions like, oh, well, the story says that it was two females that did it, so maybe it has to be female. So then my wife was volunteered by me to wear it all day and overnight and do the same thing. So it's a way to get people in with the haunted and creepy paranormal stuff, but then sneak in some critical thinking. So I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I am cheating on you a little bit. Let's see. What is this? JD, besides being able to spend time with my family, this show and 3 Tortured Souls is the highlight of my week. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know the guys like it, and we enjoyed meeting you 2 weeks ago. It's been 2 weeks already. Wow. Let's see. Bob says, I love how you were messing with the Ouija board this week. So I did that. I did that because it was people. What did I do? Oh, Bishop James Long. One of my other buddies, along with Mr. Baggins, did a video where he was like, he was doing a duet with somebody else's video talking about a Ouija board, and they were playing with it in a cemetery, and they left it there, and they didn't close out the session or anything like that. So the bishop was like, oh, you can't do that. That's so dangerous, and this and that. And I was like, I play with it all the time. That sounded weird. But I play with them all the time. I have dozens of them. I think I have like a total of 28 different Ouija boards throughout my house. And that includes like a throw rug. My doormat is a Ouija board, and stuff that's over my door and decorations and stuff. I have them all over the place. But I've played with dozens of Ouija boards, and I never close them out. I never say goodbye. I never do any of that. I pretty much like ask questions. It doesn't move, and I get up and walk away, or I put it back in the box. So I was like, that night I was really bored, nothing to do. I was like, you know what? Let's do a live video on TikTok and just, play with a Ouija board. And the comments were fun. They were fun. I mean, most people were getting a kick out of it. Some people were like, oh my God, you can't do that. You got to stop that. You get like a dozen or so of the comments that say, I claim no negative energy from that. And that just cracks me up. That really cracks me up. Like, all right, negative energy. You don't, energy is not bad. You know, when we're talking scientifically, so I don't have to drink on that. But when we're talking scientifically, it's not good versus evil. That's not how energy works. All right, so we got a couple questions. I'm getting a little behind here. Let me see. JD says, did you catch any of the posts Dave and I were commenting on earlier this week where we both got vickered? If so, what are your thoughts? No, I did not. I saw that it was you guys were getting into it, and I'd just been too busy. I hadn't had a chance to get into it, so I don't know. I don't know what you guys were talking about, so I can't comment on that. But I'll move on to your next question. If the contents of the bottle had been real blood, wouldn't it had dried up by now? Once blood is outside of the body, if it's not kept at a certain temperature, doesn't it coagulate or something? So yeah. I mean, I think. See, I don't know what the process was when it was sealed, but I think that you can, if you keep it in an airtight container, because I mean, when you give blood, that's what they do, but they also keep it refrigerated too. So I'm not sure. I can't really speak as an expert on that because I don't know. The story behind the bottle with the mysterious contents, the guy told me that it was a mix of demon blood and the person that summoned the demon, some pact or something. I don't know. It was a wild story, but once I opened it up, it definitely reeked of cough syrup, like cherry flavored cough syrup that has fermented for 100 years. So it was good stuff. I smelled it. Like I took a sniff and I was like, whoo, damn. I think I'm high just from that. So pretty good stuff. Let's say, but if it was blood, I would have thought it would have dried up, and become like I don't know. I think it would have dried up. I don't know. I don't think it was just completely airtight because it had a cork in it, and I believe that when corks are used, it allows things to. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up now. All right, let me see. Bob thinks you're right, so yeah, we'll go with that for now. Let's see. Hey, Stacy, just got out 6A mental stay. Just got out of a mental stay. Oh, are you okay? I hope you're okay. Hey, Dana, what's up, girl? I do love sugar. I love sugar too. Hey, sugar. Oh, look at you. I love you, Kat. I love you too, Stacy. It's good to see you back. Yeah, if they're going cray. I've been there, gone crazy. Yeah, been there. Sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes it is. Actually, it's not pretty. It's just funny because people laugh at me. But I hope you're doing better. Let's see. Oh, Jim Clausen, Dr. Jim. Dr. Jim is in the house. Oh, I was skeptical about being called older guy. Oh, he sent me a message earlier because last week when I did the recap of the paranormal conference, he's like, "What's this shit about old guy?" Oh, we love you, Dr. Jim. It was so awesome getting to meet him and just hanging out. And he can hang out. Damn, dude. Like, he can hang out. I think he was outlasting my wife. My wife was getting tired before he was. But he can party. So next time we have a conference, hey, Dr. Jim, Gettysburg next month, Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. Come on out. Come make that 8-hour drive again and come on up and hang out. Let's see. Bob says, you must remember that I am Psych Tech Teach on TikTok. Just kidding. I do forget. Until you say something, because I see the name and the icons are little. I mean, you're talking about tiny. It's only like half the screen here, and it's coming up, and I'm like, I can't see these fucking profile pictures. I don't know who's saying what. So yeah, I mean, it's nice until you say something, and I look closer. I'm like, oh yeah, that kind of looks like him. Okay. All right. TikTok. I follow you. Oh, cool. That's good. I got 25,000 followers on my museum site, but just under 5,000 on my like regular Kenny Biddle debunking site. So you can see what sells. Definitely you can see the difference here. JD, if demons have blood, they must have physical corporeal forms. Can they therefore get diseases? Can they contract viruses? Could demons die of COVID? How much have you had to drink, JD? But this is a good thought experiment here. So yes, if demons have blood, then yes, they would have to have a physical form, and then yes, I would agree that they would be susceptible to diseases and viruses and bacteria and other stuff. So yeah, like physical ailments, just like anyone else, unless they had like a super awesome immune system, and then they wouldn't have to worry about it. But maybe demon blood has different properties. Maybe it has stronger antibodies. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Simply Stacy. Okay, I'm going to try and remember that. And then we have John the Atheist. I've seen your name. Yeah, I'm teacher of TikTok. Just started making more videos. Good. All right. So as long as I'm waiting for more questions to come in, but I do have two things I want to talk about. And it's not a big topic. Well, one thing, actually, this would be the third thing, is that I did talk to Aaron, who I mentioned last week, Aaron Galloway, and he is at a barbecue right now. But I did last minute try to get him to come on, but we're going to work out some dates. He's going to come on the show and talk about biases and how they can affect paranormal investigators and your interpretation of data and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. But the two other things I wanted to talk about, one was an article that I posted. Let me see. Maybe I can share it and you guys can see. Let's see here. Share screen, find out which screen that I want to share. And it's this one. Boom. New York City psychics slapped with probation for supernatural fraud scheme. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's better. So this was in the news, and apparently two women, Ann Thompson and Sarah Dimitro, pleaded guilty to scheming to defraud, and they have agreed to pay back more than $200,000 in a plea bargain with prosecutors. But I mean, that's $200,000. That's like a slap on the wrist, because apparently for one of their victims, was taken for $740,000. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking money. God damn. Can I make that bigger? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's a lot of money that she bilked out of her. And it goes on to talk about the woman, unidentified woman who testified, was from Canada, and she said she was the perfect mark. She was 59 years old. Let me see. What is this? The $5. She went to the psychic for a $5 psychic reading while visiting her college-aged child in New York. $5 reading turned into hundreds of thousands of dollars because she was told she was plagued by a number of curses. And this is weird, because like this, whenever I read an article about psychics like getting charged with felonies or going to jail or something like that, it's always because of curses. Like they do this thing about they tell the mark, because that's what they are, a mark, that they have some kind of curse on them or their family, and you have to pay a certain amount of money in order to get the curse out. And I can't believe that people still believe in curses like this. I mean, I get we're separating from like cursed objects because that falls more under like haunted objects, but the idea of a family being cursed or you being cursed by someone, just it blows my mind that people take that and say like, holy shit, that's real, I must give you money. Wow. Oh, what's this say? Scroll back up. What did that ad just say about the piece of trash Tommy John and the new NBC show? What's that? Where? Oh, wait. Pee-wee's Playhouse? Is that what you're talking about? Tommy John. I don't know. I'm not sure. I wish there were more stories like this. The bullshit psychic vampires need to face real charges. I agree. I totally agree. They need to pay for what they're doing because it's bullshit. These people taking so much money. Who else? There was another woman. Oh, another victim, a middle-aged man who spoke via video conference, told the judge he was bilked out of $72,000 after speaking with Thompson while he was going through a difficult time with his teenage son. Thompson told him that his son was being tormented by an evil spirit, and he agreed to pay her the sum of money so that she could buy gold coins to rid him of the specter. Oh my God, people, wake the fuck up. Seriously. Like, I feel kind of bad for these people because they lost so much money, but on the other hand, it's like, at what point does your friends and family or just ignore what's going on? Like, isn't there a point that somebody should speak up and say, hey, you're being conned. Stop fucking doing this. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. I don't know why they keep doing that, but oh well. I guess they do. Let me see. What am I doing here? Is Donna here? You're like, hi, Donna. I don't know if you know. Donna's not here tonight. I don't think she's actually on. I haven't seen her pop up, but she is not in the house. She is on vacation. She's down in Myrtle Beach, having a fun time, just chilling on the beach, reading books and enjoying the sunrise and sunset and all kinds of shit. And I'm stuck here having a shitty week at work. I'm going to give her shit when she gets home. All right, on the left, Thomas John. You scrolled past it. Did I? On the left. Wait. Oh, on the left? Ad removed. Closed ad. No, I don't see it. Scrolling up. I don't see it anymore. I think it changed. Yeah, somebody's actually changed. Okay, so I don't see it anymore. I don't want to talk about Thomas John. He's a dick. Let's see. Psychics are criminal. I agree. Now I have to put in the disclaimer. I do know a few people that claim to be psychic, and I see a difference. Like I truly think some people truly, honestly believe they have some kind of power or some kind of ability, and I don't think they're necessarily like intentionally trying to con somebody. I think these people in this article, yes, absolutely. When you start talking about curses and shit like that, and the $5 palm reading thing turns into 200 and how much was it? $740,000. Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I think for the most part, these kind of people, definitely con artists, criminals, they should go to jail. They really need to go to jail. But yeah, on the other side, I think there's people that genuinely believe that they have something, even though I don't think they really do. Are they criminal? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think it's criminal because they truly believe it. They're sincerely believing, even though they're still not doing what they say they do. I don't know. That's a weird. I have to think about that more. All right. So let's see. Bob put a link up, and he says that was an old article from 2020. Okay. JD's got a question. Would you mind taking a look at the video and the photo I sent you earlier this week? They were two separate cases. Oh shit, I skipped ahead. All right, so let me see. You sent me stuff earlier this week. Let me see. All right, so let me look. Oh, Dana sent me a message. Oh, about the delays. I get it. Yeah, there's delays mostly because I talk too much. And I talk too much, so I get it. I get like backed up on questions. So let me see. Where's JD's here? Let me see. JD sent me. You sent me the picture. Now I'm assuming you're talking about the kid behind the tree or in front of the tree. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. And then you said there's a video. I don't know if I looked at the video. Did I look at the video? Oh, this is not letting me scroll up to earlier comments. So I don't know if I'm going to be... Oh, wait. There it is. All right. So... Oh, the video. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this up and play this video for everyone. All right. So I can share it. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me see if I can make this bigger too. Yes, I have the power. All right. So this is the video he was talking about. No, I don't want to sign up for the sun. Whatever. Let's watch this together. Oh, we got to watch a commercial. Wait, I can skip it in 1 second. Here we go. All right. That's it. Yeah. I love the red circle. Like we're going to miss that. Nothing else is moving in the scene. That's the orb is the only thing that moves in the scene. But we have to hey, there's my Facebook page. I love it. Like that's the only thing moving in the scene, but you need to put a red circle around it to show us what's going on. So right there, that pretty much looks like a bug to me. And a shitty camera. When you get these security cameras, these cheaper security cameras, because this looks like a cheaper version, and it doesn't have a very high resolution, but in addition to that, it also doesn't have a high frame rate. And frame rate is important because you need at least 24 frames per second to go by in order to have fluid motion. When it's slow, if it's slower frame rate, meaning like 20 or 22 frames per second, you get that kind of choppiness. Instead of being a smooth motion going by, it's kind of choppy. And you can see that in this video. So that tells me it's a very cheap video camera, probably like a $20 thing they got at Walmart or something or Target, and set it up just to, see what's in the room. So, but that looked like a bug just flying by, and you get the frame rate can also affect the what's it called? I used to call it ghosting. You get that after effect where it has that trail because it's such low quality. And you'd get that if you put your hand in front of it. You'd get that trailing behind it. So definitely looks like a bug to me. Just floating on by. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. And the picture that you posted, let me see. Let me make sure that I don't miss any questions. Again, let me put my banner up so you guys can, so I don't have to say it again because I keep forgetting to say it. If you have a question, please do me a favor and just put a Q in front of it. That way it helps me go through the comments quicker. And then you had the picture of the boy. Let me see. So it's not that creepy. Don't worry. All right. So let me share this. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. All right. So this person got this. I think a mom took this picture. Let me see. It's very unusual, and everyone is really freaked out. Me and my daughter couldn't even go to sleep last night because we were so scared. Oh, wait. Let me tell you the whole story. A mom was left terrified after seeing a ghost right behind her son in a photo. Mom of two, Laura Watson from Newcastle, took her son Burren, daughter Charlotte, and their cousin Jack on a trip to Plessy Woods Park back in 2018. So that's your first clue with this. When you get pictures to review, it's good to know when the pictures were taken. And this was taken in 2018. So we're talking 3 years ago. And that's a long time. Details are forgotten. You don't remember what was in the background. You're not paying attention. And there's a lot lost. So while on the outing, Laura whipped out her camera. She whipped it out to get some snaps of the kids. But looking back at the photos later on, she spotted what appeared to be some sort of ghostly apparition standing just behind her son. Stupid ads. Laura was left so creeped out by the image she was unable to sleep. But I'm sure she's over it now because it's been 3 years. All right, so I don't know why this ad is not going away. But here's the creepy picture. So it's assumed that this is a face back here. If you can see right above his shoulder. And to me, like we were discussing this back and forth, because of these trees back here and the way the sunlight is coming down on this, I'm thinking this is more of an optical illusion. I think there's part of the tree coming down, like as it goes behind his head, it bubbles out because this right here where it looks like hair, that looks like bark, which is the same as this tree. So I'm thinking this is part of that. And I'm thinking this here, this white part is probably something that's getting a little bit of sunlight. Almost like if you look at the tree behind it that's going up in the middle here, you can see some lighter parts like right there and right there and right there. But I can't say for sure because I don't have any other pictures of this area. I don't have a picture of this tree. It's been 3 years. I don't know if there's changes. The best thing we could probably do, now that I'm looking at this, I'm like looking at this person that's on the side here, like wondering what they're doing. Because I see feet, I see legs, and I see a butt. But nothing else. Like, I wonder what was going on there. That's funny. Sorry, I was distracted. But I think this is part of the tree. I really do. I think this is all part of the tree, and it just creates that optical illusion where you're not seeing the entire thing. So it kind of looks like an eye and maybe a part of a nose, but I'm seeing bark. I'm seeing more bark here along his face. So I don't really see anything out of the ordinary. I would not have seen this picture and thought, oh, there's a face behind him. I would have just figured it was the foliage behind him. So there you go, JD. I hope that answers your questions. I'm not sure if it does, but I mean, maybe we should take a trip over to UK and visit the park. Maybe we can figure out what it is, because that would be fun. All right. Let me see. I did that. Donna's on assignment. Yep, she's on assignment. Bob. Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that's cool. I like that. You guys having a conversation, getting things ready. Let's see. Steve. Hey, Steve. What's up, buddy? People don't listen. It's not that people don't listen. It's not that they aren't told. I do the same sometimes. Yeah, people don't listen sometimes. And it goes back and forth. Like sometimes you have people that are so into their beliefs that they just don't want to listen. That when they present something to you, they are not looking for a discussion. They're not looking for a debate. They are looking for you to verify what they already believe. that doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen enough where you start to get a feel for this, where people come up and say, oh, I have this and I have this and I have this. And they're looking at you like, yeah, right. Say yes. Say yes. Instead of coming up to you and saying, hey, I have these weird pictures. I have this weird video. What do you think of this? And that's like JD does that all the time, where he has something, he's not sure what it is, a picture or a video, and he sends it to me, and he's like, what are your thoughts on this? He's not telling me what he wants me to say. He's asking what I think. And I think that's the way you should approach it, where if you're not sure, then you need to ask somebody that might know more than you on that subject. But you're right. I mean, sometimes people just don't listen, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but oh well. And Stacy is drunk. Awesome. I love it. Heath Edwards. How did they not see themselves getting caught? Oh, with the psychics? That's a good one. I like what you did there. It's funny. The gentleman that helped with this, his name is Bob Nygaard, and he is an investigator, and he specializes in psychic fraud. And an awesome guy, and somebody that I really would like to get on the show and talk to him, pick his brain a little bit, because I think it would be phenomenal to talk to him. But this is what he does all the time, and it's just it's hilarious because he's done, I would say at the very least, dozens and dozens of cases where it's been taken to court and people have been charged, and then victims have gotten their money back, or some of the money back. They usually don't get all of their money back because it's just way too much. And it's gone. It's gone by the time the psychics are taken to court. But it's like none of them saw it coming. If you were truly psychic and you could see like the future and the past and stuff like that, you should fucking see it coming and run. You should never get caught. Never. I mean, if I was psychic, I could see the future, see things happening. Definitely, yeah. I'd be looking every day like, all right, tomorrow, am I still here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I am. Good. Next week? Yeah, I'm good next week. Good. I'll stay here for another week then. Oh, my God. Let's see. John Kennedy is getting there, and I'm assuming that means drunk. Oh, Bob says, in my last home in Philly, I was getting it in my head that I was able to connect with the electromagnetic grid, a period of time in my life where I was quite literally losing my mind. Wow, that's interesting. We're going to have to go into that a little bit more. Hey, Donna's here. Hey, nice. About time you showed up, producer Donna. I'm waiting. I need you over here so you can field all these questions. See how far I'm behind? Oh, man. All right, let's see. What time is it? Oh, cool. Almost time for my commercial break. Woohoo! Hey, if anyone wants to put a commercial up, totally going to rent space. I'll be cheap. If you want to advertise your thing, I don't discriminate. I pretty much take anyone that wants to pay me. Hey, Wayne. How you doing? Let's see. Wait, you tell him, JD. Yeah, that's right. Definitely dust. Oh, see, I went with bug. Dust. It could be dust. It really could be, but I'm used to seeing more dust particles in those videos, a few more. So when I see something like that, it kind of reminds me of a bug just flying by, nice and smooth, just chilling. So I don't know. We'll see. Oh, good. Definitely cheap camera. The trail of resolution changing behind it was buffer. Yeah. It just gets that. It's trying to catch up, and it's just not doing a good job. So yeah, if you're gonna get a camera to watch your house, like outside, inside, spend the money. Really spend the money and get a good camera, because I mean, what's the reason you're getting a camera? Most people are not getting it to capture ghosts. And even if you are, you should still want the best resolution you could possibly get, because you don't want some cheap shit camera like this recording something that's blurry, distorted, and motion blur. You don't want that, because it's you're going to have somebody like me going, dude, that's shit. That is really horrible video. You don't want that. So spend the money, save up, buy a good camera or cameras, and set them up. Get the highest resolution that you can get, that you can afford, and just be happy with it. Because, when we usually get cameras for our house, for interior or outside, we're doing it more for security. So if somebody does mess with your stuff outside, or try to break in, or try to get into your house, you want the best possible resolution so you can print out their face and put it on all the poles and say, hey, this is the guy that tried to break into my house. We can find him. So definitely spend the money. These are great topics tonight. I appreciate you guys giving good questions, having good discussions. Let's see. What else we got here? I wish I had my phone in hand yesterday. I was in the pool looking up and saw something weird in the sky. 3 years ago, I would have automatically thought UFO at first. So I studied it and then saw a second one. Up. Then I saw the sun hit it just right and figured out they were balloons. I then saw a third one and saw the directions they were coming from. Realized it was Thursday and our local high school was holding a graduation on their football field, and the balloons would have been coming from that direction. That is awesome. That is awesome. That's what you need. That's the critical thinking that you need, because instead of just jumping to the conclusion with one, you waited. You looked at it, you found another one, you pursued it, you followed the clues to a logical conclusion. That's perfect. I love that. I love it. A dusty bug. Nice. Orbs are dust. Yes, they are. Critical thinking is very important. That's beautiful example that you gave, Bob, because that's showing the method, the steps that you take. You don't just be satisfied. You're not just satisfied with one thing. You're like, oh, look, a UFO. That's obviously a UFO. Yes. At that point in time, yes, it was still an unidentified flying object. So yes, you're correct. But you followed the train of thought. You said, what else could it be? Let me look around. Let me keep watching the sky, see if it comes back, or, if another one follows it. And you did. And you were able to follow it to a logical conclusion, which is beautiful. Love it. That's obviously obvious Photoshop. It's funny. A lot of these pictures, when they're presented, I see this so many times in articles where the person that took the photograph is always quoted saying, it's not Photoshop because I have no idea how to use it. And a lot of times these are people that are using phone apps to do it. So Photoshop is a generic term now. Yes, it is still a brand name, but it's used generically as photoshopping something, which means using like a ghost app to put a ghost in it, using any kind of filters. That's what it's called. So yeah, it's still, could it be photoshopped? That particular picture, I really don't think so. I think it's definitely something that was just there behind them. And when you have lighting like that, especially because in that photo, we could see that there was bright sunlight. So that sharp contrast where you have an exposed, good, solid, perfectly exposed subject, but then you have other areas that are underexposed or overexposed. It creates these contrast areas where you have like this overexposed area right next to an underexposed area, and it creates these illusions. So it can really screw up, what you're seeing, and it can mess with your perception. So I don't think it was photoshopped, but it's still a possibility. I could be wrong. It happens sometimes. And Stacy's drunk and tired. Good night. Good night, Stacy. Glad you stopped by. Oscar, how you doing? About 2 or 3 decades ago, UFO nuts were all into alien abductions and alien bodies hidden in Area 51. The aliens have gotten fuzzier and further away as our camera technology improved. How come? That's a good question. That is a good question, solid question, and I agree. I asked the same thing. How come? How come? You know, when you look at like the, let's see, I mean, I have to switch over to Bigfoot for examples. If you look at the Patterson-Gimlin film, it's still the best footage we have of an alleged Bigfoot, but it's still a lot of motion blur. It's still from a distance, but then everything after that, Bigfoot has always been blurry, and because if you get it in sharp focus with an average camera, you're gonna see details that they want hidden, and that's what I think. I really think that these alien pictures of UFOs and aliens, Bigfoot and apparitions and stuff are blurry because of one, people make mistakes. They're horrible with their cameras. You know, when you're talking about an actual photographer that knows what they're doing, they don't get Bigfoot or alien pictures. They just don't. But you have the general public that are not photographers, that don't know what they're doing, that are more the point and shoot kind of photographers. They're the ones getting these pictures, and they're not getting good pictures because mostly I think either they see something that's really not what they think it is, and they're taking pictures anyway, and then the bulk of them are getting pictures of things where they know what it is, and they want to hide certain details. Like the seams of a mask or costume, the fact that like the eyes don't actually move in the mask, stuff like that. So yeah, I think camera technology goes up, and then the photographic evidence of these cryptids and aliens and stuff goes down. The quality goes down, and there's a reason for that. There's definitely a reason for that because it's bullshit. I'm going to play my commercial and then get back to some of these questions. All right. So hold on a second. Let me stop my banner and then play my commercial, and I will be back in 2 minutes and 22 seconds from now. Hey everyone, this is my store based on the theme of science and skepticism. It's here that you can find all kinds of shirts and hoodies, yoga pants, tote bags, the fanny packs I know you guys love, masks and pillows, all with science and skepticism as the theme. I even have hoodies for your pets. That's right, your dog or cat can wear one of these things. I also have a general store that sells more inspirational quotes or, drinking stuff because I like that kind of thing. I also have a store set up for our Three Tortured Souls podcast, which we do Saturday nights. You can find shirts and Tim Vickers' favorite drinking vessel, the mug. I also have a store tailored a little bit more towards my ghost hunting friends, Paranormal by I Am Kenny Biddle. These are shirts and quotes that are a little bit more on the ghost hunting side, especially this one, Translucent Perished Beings. Ghosts. That's my favorite. So if you're interested, head on over to teespring.com/stores/scientific skepticism by IAKB and check it out. Thanks.
Are you tortured by what you see and hear about the paranormal field? Join us as we critically examine and question paranormal claims, science, ghosts, demons, cryptids, UFOs, ghost hunting technology, and much more are all on the table for discussion. Three Tortured Souls is a video podcast that streams live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 Pacific. Three Tortured Souls.
Dun, dun, and we're back. We're back. I want to go back to this picture here, because let me see. I want to put that back up here on screen here. I haven't figured out how to get this. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. Get out. I haven't figured out how to get that advertisement out. And let's see. Bob mentioned that there was a white line outlining the person in the back. So yes, I don't. If you can see my cursor there, there is this line here, but it disappears right here. There's no line below that where the ear would be. And I'm thinking that's probably more likely a different shade. That's about it. Because there's also over here, there's more bark, and there's no discoloring here. There's no discoloring. There's no other line on the side here where it separates here, or the shoulder. There's no hard outline here. So that's why I'm thinking it's probably not something that was added in. And this is very difficult. It's very difficult to really flesh out and understand what this is because, again, it's 3 years old. We don't have any other reference points. This is even, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm looking at it and it's pixelated already, being this large. So it's already distorted, and I'm not seeing the actual sharp image and the minute details that I really need to see. So I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's still part of the tree. And just like a part that's maybe lit up or something, or maybe there's something else back there. I don't know. I don't think it's a person, but I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't think it's a person though, but I'm glad you brought that up. Let's see. And it's not the same hue as the surrounding light. So I get that, but we're talking about distance here now. So like we can see, let me see, like right here, we can obviously see there's sunlight coming off of here and washing it out. But I'm also looking back on this other tree here. And I'm saying, all right, well, there's different colors here. And when, especially over here, when I put that into my photo editing software and I sample the color here and then sample the color here, it's the same. So I'm wondering if it's different kind of bark. I don't know. I really don't know. Again, it comes down to there's just not enough information to figure out what's going on here. Hey, Steve. Yeah, hi. Everything's good now. It was a shitty week, but now it's okay. JD, I want you to say, yes, JD, you're right. God, you're so smart and handsome and tall. Yeah. I'll say you're right when you're right. I'll say you're smart when you say something smart. Handsome, tall. That's a stretch. That's a stretch. Oh, Donna's got a question. How is producer Chewy doing? She's not up here. I think she's downstairs. She's resting comfortably. All right, so let me see, make sure there's no other comments for this. And okay, let me get this out of the way. I'm always surprised when like I stop sharing and boom, like my big ugly mug is in the way. All right, Wayne's got a question. Are you like me and get tired of seeing the same fake videos over and over again? They are all looking alike now. So yeah, I mean this is something that comes up when I do my TikTok videos because I do a lot of poltergeist type videos and they are all the fucking same. All of them the same. It's always like the camera is just watching and all of a sudden like a drawer opens up and then stuff comes out of the drawer or the drawer's open or the cabinet's open. It's all the same stuff, all the same tricks over and over and over again. And it's boring sometimes because it's like, all right, I can set it up. I've done several videos where I've replicated almost like exactly down to the tiniest details, I've replicated it and shown like this is how it's done. It's really simple. When you have so much time to prepare, you know, sometimes it takes me 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes me like an hour or two to set up, especially when, you know, you set up your kitchen with like a dozen lines so you can pull different stuff and then you forget and then walk through it and set everything off by mistake. That's fun. That's so much fun. And then you reset it. But I mean, you have so much time to make a video and then you put out like a video that's like 30 seconds long or a minute long. And you're like, look at this poltergeist. Big fucking deal, you know? Like, what's the point? What's the point of a ghost trying to get your attention by throwing your fork across the room? You know, if you could throw a fork across the room, if you could open up doors and cabinets and refrigerators and ovens and throw pots and pans all around the place, you could pick up a fucking pencil and write me a note. I don't know what else to say with that. So, good question, Wayne. I'm definitely like you. You can tell, like, I'm feeling good tonight, and I'm just letting loose. I like these kind of shows. Because sometimes people are just fucking stupid. All right, let's see. What else we got? JD, is that a Houdini book in the background? Immediately behind you. Immediately behind Houdini. Oh, wait. Over here? Over here? No, that's not a book. Wait. I'm back and forth. It's a frame. It's like a picture frame that you can hang up. So that's what it is. And I just haven't hung them. I want to try and hang them up in the basement in the museum, but I'm running out of space really quick. That up there. There you go. All right. I zoomed in. Yes, it is. Oh, that's creepy. What else do you zoom in on? Me? All right. Let me see. Let's say kind of off topic of supernatural, but I really want to get into forensic accounting because fraud and shit really makes my stomach turn. Taking advantage of people is one of the worst things you can do. Forensic accounting. Wow. I have no idea what you need to do with that. I've never heard that before. That's interesting. So I'm guessing it's like more like catching, you know, when people fudge their accounting books or like statements and stuff like that. I'm guessing. I have no idea, but by all means, Tiffany, I encourage that. Go for it. I mean, that's and what you learn there, you can apply to this kind of stuff. It really is. I mean, I have a background. My background is more of mechanical. So I've worked on cars, I've worked on helicopters, I've worked on X-ray machines, and pretty much everything in between. So all my training over the years has been problem solving, like trying to diagnose what's wrong and fixing it, putting together things and making sure it works. And when it doesn't work, why? Figure it out, fix it. And that's what I transfer that all to what I do with paranormal investigation, because I'm looking at a mystery here. Like somebody saw a ghost or had some kind of weird experience and they're really not sure what they saw or experienced. So let's go over all the information that we have. Let's gather the information, figure it out. And I'm guessing this, let me see if I can look this up because now I'm interested. Like I'm horrible with numbers. Forensic accounting. Forensic accounting utilizes accounting, auditing, and investigative skills to conduct an examination into the finances of an individual or business. Forensic accounting is frequently used in fraud and embezzlement cases to explain the nature of a financial crime in court. That sounds freaking awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. Except that I'm horrible with numbers. I am horrible. My wife is an accountant, and I look at spreadsheets with lots of numbers and my head starts hurting. So more power to you. I am impressed that you can do that. And I definitely think you should go into that because you can catch a lot of bad guys. So if you need any help from me, let me know. You need like a letter of recommendation or something, let me know. We'll talk first because I don't want to just make shit up. So, but yeah, definitely go for that. All right. Hey, Aaron. What's up, Aaron? All right. Let me keep going here. Oh, I see another cue. Let me put my banner up. Keep that going. All right. Steve says, a psychic will know the question above. What? What question above? Oh, my goodness. All right. Barry's got a question. So what other specs do you think are important besides resolution for closed circuit or security cameras? Sufficient lighting. Definitely needs sufficient lighting. Sufficient angle. Make sure... one of my pet peeves when it comes to this is when people let me put your camera or your comment out. So if I have, like, say, a camera like this and I set it up, okay, and that's looking at the rest of the room here that you guys can't see, or fuck it, I'll just use the camera that I have. So say this is on a table and it's looking at this room, and maybe I put it like on an end table. And when you do that, maybe you see that much of the table. That pisses me off. That really pisses me off, because you're blocking a good, like, even that, which doesn't, I mean, at first glance, it's like, oh, you can still see a lot of the room, but you're blocking like 25% of the picture. So there's details that are missing. And when that switches to night vision and it turns on its LEDs, one of the things you have to look for is how effective are the LEDs? How many LEDs are there with the infrared, and how effective is it? Like, as an effective, the effective range. So most cameras that you can get have an effective range of about 15 feet. So that means they see up to 15 feet. That doesn't mean you see perfectly at 15 feet. That means you see perfectly at like 5 feet, and then it slowly starts to drop off. So by the time you get to 15 feet, it's very weak. You don't see too much. But the point is, if you have that set up where the table is blocking like that much of your view, the LEDs are going to bounce off and reflect off the table surface. It's going to glow. It's going to be washed out and bleached out, and it's going to diminish your effective range, which means your 15 feet effective range of the IR lights is going to drop down to like 5 feet. And it's really going to hinder that. I did an article on the nanny cam. I forget where it was. There was a nanny cam where people said, the family says that their child reacted to a ghost walking in the background, and you see like a figure walking across the background here. But that camera itself, let me I'm going to totally promote myself here. Skeptical Inquirer. I'm going to post a link of that article in my in the chat room so you can see it. But let's see, Biddle Nanny. Let's see if that comes up. Nope, it did not come up. That's because I spelled it wrong. Biddle Nanny. Oh, wait, there it is. Michigan. That's what it was. And actually, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is perfect. This is a great example. All right, so share and share screen and share that screen, and then there you go. So this is what I'm talking about. So right here, this whole thing right here, taking up the corner of that camera, is the table. It's an end table. And because it's in view, the LED lights are reflecting off of this and causing it to be overexposed, which is telling the camera there is too much light in the area. Let's dim everything else. So if you actually push this camera to the edge and this tabletop was not in view, you would see this room so much better, so much better. And that's manufacturer specs. If you look at the manufacturer, they'll tell you that if you do something like this, decreases the effective range of the night vision. So definitely don't want to do that. All right. But that's great. I'm going to put this in the comments so you can read that article if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, it's there. And I actually go into details about that. So you'll get a better idea. So yeah, I mean, higher resolution, the highest resolution you can. Look at the total frame rate. That's another important thing. If you're getting a whole system that goes into like a DVR system or something at like multiple cameras, DVR systems will have like a maximum frame rate, and it'll give you, let's see, like 30, 60, 120. So if it says like 120, that means you can have 4 cameras that will go at 30 frames per second, which is good. That's actually good quality. But if you put 8 cameras on that same system, which is an option, it drops down to 15 frames per second. So when you see that big number of frame rates, which is FPS, frames per second, when you see that big number, keep in mind that splits by how many cameras you have connected to it. So you don't want to get like, and that also doesn't mean that if you put 1 camera on it, you'll have 120 frames per second. It doesn't work like that. It usually maxes out at 30 frames per second per camera. But if you keep going up and up and up, it drops the frame rate. So definitely those are a couple points that I would suggest, definitely look into when you're buying cameras. But just spend the money, get the higher quality ones. It may seem like a scam or like, oh, you know what, I can do it with the econo version. That's fine. But it really is an idea of like, most people aren't getting it for ghost hunting. Most people are getting it for home security, and you want the best resolution possible, because if somebody does break in and does something bad, maybe cause harm to somebody, you want to be able to identify them. You want to be able to see as much detail on their face as possible. So definitely spend the money. All right. One of my favorite comments. Oh, wait, I got to put it up on the screen. One of my favorite comments I've ever seen over resolution. We have cameras that can see the surface of Mars from Earth, but CCTV cameras can't see a face. Yeah, that's the difference between multi-billion-dollar cameras and your $20 Target camera. So big difference, but definitely spend the money on cameras. Oh my goodness, Susan Gerbic is in the house. Holy shit, 9:54. Oh my God, I'm almost a half hour behind comments. I am so sorry. Let's see. Oh, what a lot of tosh. Gary Schwartz has no credibility. My cat would do a better job setting up a test. The New York Post should be ashamed of themselves. Obviously, they didn't even spend 30 seconds looking at TJ's Wikipedia page. Oh my gosh. Susan is on the warpath about Tom and Sean. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Yes, Bob. I saw Aaron and Susan Gerbic in the house. Famous people on this show. I love it. Aaron. I can't wait to have him on the show. That's going to be fun. He's a good guy. And Susan Gerbic has been on the show. We'll have to get her back too. Maybe we'll have a Thomas John night. Let's see. John Kennedy says, why is one of the best questions that lead us to the truth and destroy made-up stories explaining phenomena. Yes, I agree. I mean, I always encourage this, and it's really fun to go to like paranormal conventions and say, hey, what is this? What are these pictures of? What is this video of? What's this equipment do? And have them explain it to you. And you pick out certain things, like, because, I mean, a good example is like when I say, like, this photo, if they have a photo album out, it's like, all right, what is this supposed to be? What am I looking at? And they're like, oh, that's an apparition. And my first question is, why do you think this is an apparition? Why do you think this is a ghost? Explain to me what's going on here. And that forces them to really think about it. And I think this is probably stereotyping, But for the most part, when you ask that question, initially, when you ask that question, it stumps them because they're not used to people asking why, especially when you go to paranormal conferences. Most people go there because they already believe this stuff. They already are invested. They already think it exists. They have no question or no doubt. And they go in looking to see more of what they already believe. So when someone comes around and says, well, why do you think this is a ghost? It throws them for a loop. Like, holy shit, I have to explain this now. Okay. And they start explaining it. And we have a discussion about that. And you see how uninformed some people are because they don't understand like how the equipment works and how photography works or cameras work and stuff like that. So why is definitely one of the best questions you can ask. Definitely one of the best questions. Let's see. Also, UFO nuts used to blame everything on government conspiracies. Suddenly, they are now saying we should trust military pilots and government. That's a good observation. I missed that. That is good. Yeah, because it used to be like don't trust the government. Now it's trust the government. You know, trust the pilots. Trust these people. You know what? It really comes down to whatever supports their belief. And that's what we deal with. That's what we deal with all the time. And that's why I don't count on beliefs. I don't count on just basic anecdotes or eyewitness testimony. I want to get into the nitty gritty. I want to ask questions. I want to see the documents. I want to see the information myself. I want to go through it. Especially when it comes to UFOs, I will consult Mick West. And if you don't know who Mick West is, you need to. You definitely need to. Mick West is one of the best when it comes to investigating UFOs, UFO film or video or pictures. He is one of the best, if not the best. And I love the guy. I mean, I go to metabunk.com all the time. Metabunk.com or .org. Hold on. Let me make sure. Metabunk West. .org. I'm going to put the link in the chat room so you guys can see it. This is the best place to go, the resource to go, in order to get information on alleged UFOs. Let's see. All right. Hey, Dave Schumacher, what's up? About time you showed up. Except it's 10:04 and I'm 20 minutes behind. Hey, Gabriel. Man. Let's see. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up? All right. Let me keep going here. Bob's got a question. I could completely off base. I could be completely off base with regards to Bigfoot. Oh, somebody's at my door. I hear Chewy's barking like crazy. With regards to Bigfoot, the reason that the video was more clear wasn't the person who shot that video a professional videographer, a filmmaker, and the other pics and videos were done by amateurs. So Patterson Gimlin, the two gentlemen that were involved with that first film, they were making a documentary. I don't know if I would call them professional filmmakers or professional filmmakers. I know they had the video camera or the film camera and they were out there with a purpose. They were doing some kind of documentary, but it wasn't, I don't think it was supposed to be about Bigfoot, but I think there was a plan to promote something, to get something going. And I mean, if you're going to go and create a hoax like that, you are prepared. And even though like the beginning of the video, it looks like they're like, oh shit, we're trying to get this up and focus really quick. They were prepared. They had the camera ready. All they had to do was pick it up and start filming. So I don't know if I think it's more clear because they were prepared. They knew it was coming. It wasn't a real big surprise. And then they kind of acted like it was a surprise. So it's easy to do that, especially with film with no audio. It's really, I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, but I mean, that's what I'm thinking, because I don't think the Patterson-Gimlin film is a legit Bigfoot. I just, it looks like a guy in a suit to me. And that's just based on my observations. And I really don't have any background that would support that, but it just looks that way to me. Yeah, and I think people today, when they take pictures of alleged Bigfoots, or Bigfoots or Big Feets, Bigfoots, it's it's kind of like it's more of either a hoax or it's something they're not sure what they're looking at. So they're kind of pointing into the woods, and there's so much to focus on that it usually doesn't focus on what they want it to focus on, because it's behind the trees or behind the shrubbery. So you're not going to see that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with that. Let's see. Dave is here. I love when people show up and everyone gets excited that they're here. That's so cool. That's so cool. It makes me feel, this is a nice little community we have here. So I love it. Let's see. Oscar says, peer into the future, like 20 years, when software will be so advanced and easily available that debunking will be almost impossible. Does that worry you? No, it doesn't. That's a good question. It doesn't bother me or doesn't worry me. There's a little bug. There's a little insect flying away. Watch for orbs. It might come up. Anyway, so it doesn't worry me because as the technology, as the software advances, so will the users. So yeah, you're going to have people that are going to be able to fake things more, but you're going to have other people that are also trained and experienced in those same software, and they're going to be able to pick up some of the tricks. They're going to pick up, because people still make mistakes. And I think that there's a lot of people that do video hoaxes, and not necessarily hoaxes. I think a lot of people do like do certain videos where they create something and they create it as an artist. They put it out as an artist. They don't try to say it's a hoax. They're trying to showcase their skills. Other people take it and then claim it's something supernatural. That's when it goes viral. That's when it goes around and people are like freaking out and all this kind of shit. But when you go to the original source, and when you find the original source and go to that source, it's not presented as a hoax or like something real. It's presented as, hey, this is my work. I'm in the film industry. I'm in the special effects industry. I'm trying to do this. This is a sample of my work. And you realize, okay, I did that. There was a car crash video that I wrote about a couple of years ago, where it was just one car in so many videos where it would just go into a crash. All of a sudden, it looked like it got hit by something, a ghost car. And I think that's what they were calling it, like the ghost car video. And it was multiple videos with different cars that were crashing into something that you couldn't see. But when I dug into it, I found the original creator and found out that it was a special effects guy that was just trying to showcase his work. And that's all he was doing. He was not trying to present a hoax. He was not trying to present something as real. He was presenting it as, this is a sample of my work. Please hire me for more work. But other people took it and ran with it. And that was interesting. I actually used that in several lectures, showing people like, all right, this was created for a business purpose, not for a hoax. So no, it doesn't worry me about the advancements, because as one side advances, the other side will advance too. And you don't see like professionals creating these hoaxes. You see amateurs or up and coming people like putting out their work, again, not hoaxes, but they're up and coming. They're still learning, but you don't see professional in the industry people putting out these hoaxes. And those are the people that I would rely on more to tell me, hey, what am I seeing here? Right. JD's got a question. What time is it? Oh, we still got time. Yeah. And I still have almost half to go. I'm starting to feel good. Just a warning. Do you wish people still believed in vampires and werewolves so there'd be more alleged vampire and werewolf sightings? How much have you had to drink, JD? Oh my goodness. I mean, I kind of do. Even though I like vampire and werewolf movies, I mean, I love them kind of movies. Even the cheesy ones, I do like them. But I kind of do wish people still believed in them because it would give me something else to look into. You know, I would love to go on a vampire hunt or a werewolf hunt. I think that just the novelty of it would be fun. It would be fascinating. I'd be like grinning like this, like a dumbass the whole time. Like, oh, we're looking for vampires. Yeah. I have my wooden stake and, you know, my cross that I don't believe in, and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess the cross wouldn't work for me because I think you have to have belief in it in order for it to work. So it wouldn't work for me. It's interesting. So I'd have a lot of wooden spikes or definitely have wooden spikes to protect myself. Werewolves, definitely silver bullets, but it would be definitely be fun. I've never gone on an investigation that involved a vampire or a werewolf, so that would definitely be fun. All right, let me try and catch up here. I'm so behind. 10:10. Oh my God, I'm still 20 minutes behind. Let me see. John Kennedy's got a question. I think I'm doing good. I don't think I missed a question, so hopefully I'm doing good. Outside of things like Skeptical Inquirer, you need to spell that with an I, and the like. Do you have a suggestion of sites we can go to bring supernatural stories to open mic night? A suggestion of sites we can go to bring supernatural stories. So, let's see. I don't know. Like I am. You know what? I mean, I was toying with this idea, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think JD came up with this idea that I was going to incorporate, but I was going to do a show that was just all TikTok videos, like TikTok videos that I've looked at and, you know, was able to figure out or recreate. So, I mean, you can go to different places. I go to different groups on Facebook. There's like ghost hunting groups or Bigfoot groups that I belong to that I see stuff once in a while. Different skeptic groups. What is the one? Let me see. Where is my Facebook page? There it is. All right. So the ASAP, the Association for Scientific Study of Anomalous Phenomenon. So I belong to that group, and I'm going to copy it and paste it in here if you're interested. So I'm going to put it in the chat room. Oh, wait. Did I do that right? 87? Yeah. Okay. So I go to that site, ASAP, ASSAP, and I look. They post a lot of stuff, like different groups, different news stories, and stuff like that. And I get a lot of ideas from them. And I also do like different ghost hunting groups. I try to keep up on the TV shows and see what they're doing once in a while. So I don't have specific names that I can give you, but it's just what you see. I mean, this is more for like what piques your interest. So if you have a question and you're like, oh, I saw that, you know what? During the week, you know, if you see something and you're like, hey, that's kind of weird. I wonder what Kenny thinks about that. Write it down. And then bring it with you, because I love doing this stuff. This is so much fun. I love this. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going through the comments here. Bob says, if I get a chance to go back to school, I want a master's in forensic psychology. That would be awesome. I would love that. I would love to be able to go back to school. If I had time, unfortunately, I just don't have the time right now, but I would love to do that. Let's see. Talking about school. I love that. I love to talk about school. I'm going to be in the next year catching up on the topics tonight. I'm trying to catch up. Shut up. All right. Sorry. Yeah, see, it's all Donna's fault. I blame her for not being here and taking these questions. Because she usually like shoves the questions in my face and says, hey, you know what? Shut up about the last question. Move on to the next one. Let's see. Math is terrible. I agree. John Kennedy. Teacher. I'm looking for questions. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, there's some links that I posted. I'm jumping ahead. Oh, Robert Lambert. What's up, Robert? What's going on with all these thumbs down in your last few videos? Is it Baggins? Thumbs down. Oh, I don't know. On YouTube? I'm not sure. I do get a lot of people from like the full-on believer side that don't like the skeptical talk. They don't like when I talk about certain stuff, especially like psychics and stuff like that. So I can understand it. I don't care. I don't watch. I don't look at the thumbs up or thumbs down. I really don't pay attention to it because they're obviously still watching it. So that's all I care about. Let's see. Good to know about the cameras. I've been looking to get one for ghost hunting. I'm skeptical, but it's fun in the dark. We debunk it afterwards. When it comes to cameras, definitely spend the money. Also, if you're setting up multiple cameras, I would definitely make sure you cover all areas that you can. And make sure you cover the exits, entrances. Told you, I'm feeling pretty good. You almost want to be able to look at the screen where all your cameras feed into. You want to look into it. And if someone started in one area, you want to be able to follow them through to the last area. If you can do that, that's perfect because you want to be able to track people as they come in and out of an area. You want to be able to see what's going on, who's interacting, what they're doing. You don't want to have any blind corners or blind spots because then that's where mischief can go on. And I also just personally, when I set everything up and I'm back at like the base camp and I'm looking at my cameras, I take note of who's paying attention. And that's just, that might be going overboard for me, but I'm paying attention to who's paying attention to the cameras. Like, all right, they're looking and they're seeing what areas are covered, what areas are not covered. And if something happens in an area that's not covered, I get suspicious. So maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I definitely look at that. Donna's out. She's got an early morning. Yes, she's coming home tomorrow. About time. So she'll be here next week producing and taking care of all the questions and comments, which is great. John Kennedy says, have you thought about doing an open Zoom call for an open mic night, assuming enough of us would join? No, I haven't. Although we're considering a Zoom call for our Three Tortured Souls special podcast where we, because I still have the Ghost Watch video that we have to do because we still have to watch that. And I think that's what we're going to do with that. We're going to do a Zoom call and just have like we haven't figured out the details yet, but we're going to figure out who wants to join in, who's going to stay for the whole thing. And then we're going to do like this big Zoom call where we play the video and we all just kind of sit back and watch. So, but otherwise, like doing a Zoom call for open mic night, I wouldn't do that because I don't have I do the free version of Zoom. So I don't think I can do too long on that myself. I don't know. But I didn't mention it in the beginning, but if you guys have like a question you want to talk about personally, like video to video, let me know. I'll send you the link. You can pop on. I don't mind. Let's see. JD says, anytime somebody has a problem with you asking questions, why or how, you know you're onto something. When you've pissed somebody off asking those questions, that's when you've made it. As long as you don't go overboard. I get it. I understand it. Like, I do that all the time. I ask why, how, and I kind of push. But I want to know. And like I used to, so years ago when I used to do this, when I used to ask questions and I used to push, it was more like when I realized they didn't have an answer and were trying to make up an answer, I would push. I would really push and just like poke the bear. Like poke, because I know you don't know the answer. You're not saying it, so I'm going to piss you off. Now, though, it's more like my goal is to say, all right, I'm asking these questions. You're not answering them. Like, be direct like that. You're not answering the question. You didn't tell me why it works or how it works. Do you actually know how it works? And I'm not being confrontational, but I just want you to understand that you don't know how it works. So that's a problem. And that's a big problem, because if you don't understand how it works, you don't understand how the data is collected or filtered or what have you, then how do you know how it's supposed to be interpreted? Like, do you understand how to interpret the data that you get from that machine or a gadget or something like that? Do you understand how light interacts with your camera so you can interpret what a photograph is from your camera or your video camera? If you don't, why are you presenting it as such? Why are you presenting this as like an expert and saying this is definitely evidence when it's not? And you have to approach this in a polite way so that you're not confrontational, and you put it back onto them to make them think like, okay, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Because if you come in like, both barrels blasting, you're just going to piss them off. And they're going to ignore you, and they're going to get pissed off. And once you walk away or go away, they're going to talk about you. They're going to talk shit about you, and then they're going to move on. So I admittedly, I used to just piss people off, but now I'm trying to get them to think. I'm trying to get them to realize, like, maybe there's something wrong here. Maybe we should look closer at it. So, but that's a good comment. Good thing to bring up, JD. Thank you. Steve's got a question. If ghosts are real, wouldn't they want to go to a paranormal conference? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah. Wouldn't you want to go to a conference about yourself? That's interesting. Why doesn't anyone do a ghost hunt during a ghost conference? Like, not the ones you do it later that night when you go to a different location, but why not do a ghost hunt during the ghost conference? There you go, Steve. Something you can corner right there. Try that next time. Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. Come on out. Hang out. Tiffany. I'm part of a local ghost or local paranormal group, and people complain if people dare question their evidence when 99% of the photos are pareidolia. They ask why everyone has to be so negative. That's a gut reaction. Definitely a gut reaction. That's a conditioned response. Excuse me. When you challenge somebody, you're challenging a belief, and this is definitely a belief system. This is not just ghost hunting. This is not just a hobby or a serious field of study, as some people say, which I don't agree with. I think it's more of a hobby. But when you question it, when you doubt what they say, you are questioning their beliefs. You are challenging their beliefs, and that invokes an emotional response, and they freak out. That's why they say you're negative, you're a bully, why you have to be mean, this and that, because they don't have a response for you. They don't have an answer. You're asking questions they're not used to answering. They don't have an answer for it. Therefore, the only response that they have in their arsenal is to lash out and say, you're the bad guy. Why are you being mean? That's what's happening. We see it all the time. That's why I try to encourage like a more polite and discussion kind of approach, like we have here in the chat room. You know, like if you have a different point of view, okay, let's question it. Definitely, you know, I have no problem with being blunt. You know, just asking outright the question, but also understand where they're coming from. That when you're debating an opponent, they have their own perspective, they have their own belief system, they have their point of view, and they've been encouraged, and they have that vicious cycle of what's the word I'm looking for? They're in their own circle. So especially when you go to a paranormal conference, they are in their own circle. They're surrounded by people, like-minded people that have the same or similar ideas that don't question each other. They all want to present their own stuff. They all do. They're all patting each other on the back and stuff like that. And when somebody like us comes along and says, I don't think so. What do you think about this? It creates that environment where they're like, they don't know what to do. They really don't know what to do. And that, I mean, when you think about it, that's what this whole show is based on, exactly that. I have no freaking clue what you guys are going to ask me every week. No clue. And you can ask me almost anything, and I'm not prepared for it. So I go with what I think. You know, if I do know an answer, I give it to you. If I don't know the answer, I tell you I don't know, or that's not in my wheelhouse, or I don't have experience in that, or I don't have the background in that. Those kind of answers are not what people are going to give you, especially at paranormal conferences and stuff like that, those kind of events, because they don't want to look like they don't know. I guess it's like viewed as some kind of weakness. I don't know. I don't mind looking like that. If I don't know, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. But that's why I have, you know, all these screens, so I can look up stuff and we can learn together. You know, so I hope I answered your. That's not really a question. It was more of a statement. So I hope I addressed that. And I'm trying to catch up here. I think I'm getting there. What am I at? What, 10:40? Oh shit! I'm still fucking 20 minutes behind. Oh my god. Let's see. Wayne's got a question. What is the absolute worst fake video picture you have seen? Oh my god. It was a TikTok video. What? Let me see. Where is it? Let me see if I can look it up. So I think I actually said that on the video, that this is the worst video I have ever seen, because it was so fucking bad. So bad that it was just like, I couldn't believe. I don't know. These are all just thumbnails. I have no idea which one it is, but I've seen a bunch. I've seen a bunch where, oh my god. Let's see, video or picture. What's the worst? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, TikTok takes the award for the worst videos. They really do. They're so bad. I really want to see it, because I know I said this is literally the worst video I've ever watched. And I couldn't believe how bad it was. I'm going through. I'm looking at poltergeist videos. I'm looking at lens flares. I'm looking at Bishop James Long. Ugh. And psychics and stuff. So there's some of the worst videos. Oh, honestly, there's a guy. Oh, where is it? There's a guy that does like this ruined area. Oh, what is it called? I don't know. He's like in the basement of a ruined cement brick kind of area, and he constantly says there's a ghost of a little boy here, and he captures it on the video, and he does these TikTok videos where like at first you would see like a shadow, and then it grew to a little boy behind like a wall, and you see an arm come out and wave at him, and it's like it's so bad. It's so obvious that it's like his own kid that he put down there, and he's just filming it. So bad. I think that's probably one of the ones I said that on, where it was like, this is the worst fucking video I've ever seen that is supposed to be a ghost. And it's just really bad. And I give it to you. I mean, YouTube videos at least are entertaining. They are more involved, and sometimes they make me really think. But TikTok videos of poltergeists and certain ghosts, it's like it's very obvious what they do. They are really bad. It's just amateurs trying to get views, and they get them. They fucking get them. Like, these people are doing videos of poltergeists in their kitchen over and over again, where sometimes you can see the fucking string, yet they have like 100,000, 200,000 followers. I don't get it. All right. Tiffany says, yes. Yeah, asking why is how I deconverted from religion. Yeah, me too. I kept asking why, and here I am. Atheist, skeptical atheist kind of guy. Yeah. Let's see. Bob says, not saying that Bigfoot is real with that video, but just the quality of the videos. That's just what I'm referring to. Yeah. I mean, the qualities are just horrible, mostly because I think they're trying to hide something. They're just trying to hide what they're showing, because a blurry video is still going to get a lot of attention. Even though it's not clear, people are still going to pay attention to it. I mean, look at any video, any Bigfoot video that goes viral, blurry. Really blurry, or it's a photo. It's a still photo. You don't see any movement. You don't see any interaction, reaction, nothing. So yeah, I think it's just for attention. Tiffany says, oddly enough, I deconverted because of lack of feelings, faith before the logic of it followed. Looking at it logically, I wondered how I could have believed, but feelings are a powerful thing, especially given the vulnerability I had when I truly started to believe. I agree, especially when you're indoctrinated from a young age. It's your way of life. You know, you grew up with that. It's what is. You know, you don't have a choice. It's simply what is. And in trying to doubt that and pull away from that is kind of a hard thing. I can totally relate. I grew up Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I grew up with the whole, the faith, the guilt, everything like that. And it was difficult to separate, to break away from that, because it was everything that I knew since I could remember things, like that was just part of my life. So it was very difficult. All right. Let me see. Jeremy Smith, I am concerned that as deepfake like technology improves, laymen will not be able to tell what is real. Experts will still be able to figure things out, but I'm worried about the layman. That's our problem now. I mean, that's really is no different from now. You have people that are in the field that are familiar with the technology, that can know what it does. Wow, I'm starting to get drunk. That knows what the technology and software can do, looks for the little details. We can spot details. I mean, I'm not a professional. I can't spot everything, but I can spot when something's off. And I have enough experience where I'm looking at something, I'm like, no, that's kind of off. Something's not right there. And then I'll continue to go to experts. I'll go to somebody that's in the field and say, hey, Have you seen this before? And Captain Disillusion. Oh my God! If you've never watched a video from Captain Disillusion, please do so. Like after the show is done, don't leave now. But after the show is done, go look at his channel on YouTube. Awesome channel. That's the guy I go to. Like I go to him to if there's ever a video I'm not sure about. But even with this stuff, deepfake is really, really good, but there's still telltale signs. There's little details, little nuances that stick out where you're like, something's not right here. Let me dig a little deeper. And that's where the investigation comes in. That's where like days or weeks or months of investigating comes in. But I think, yeah, I mean, even though the deepfake technology will improve, the people that are doing it, the experts in the field, will also improve, and you'll be able to go to them, and they know the system, they know the details, they know the work, so they'll be able to spot the work, and you can consult them and get the details. So that's why I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, it's gonna be harder for people like me that are into it, that are trying to figure it out, but I know that there's going to be professionals that are going to keep up on it. So I'll be able to consult them. All right. Let's see. Bob says, if it is legal to do so, Kenny should add the Cheers theme to his intro. Yeah, I'd have to license it. And I don't know how much it would cost. But that would be cool. I mean, that would be interesting. I wonder. You know what? I'm gonna see how much it is. Cheers theme to license. So maybe when I wake up tomorrow and I'm sober, I'll look into that and see how much, because that would be cool, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be cool if I like to hear the Cheers theme? Like, yeah, because that would be perfect for all of us. Because everybody knows our names. You guys all know each other. We talk. We have conversations. It's great. So that would be awesome. Wayne's got a question. I am not a religious person. However, one thing I don't want to do is insult someone's beliefs when debunking someone. How do you handle that? So my philosophy is basically, all right. So most of the time I do not like actively engage and say, oh, well, you have a belief, you're having a conversation, I'm going to interject myself and I'm going to debunk everything you're saying. I don't do that. Most of the time I wait for someone to ask me. Even if I'm at a paranormal like event or, something going on, I'll usually sit in the corner. I'll just watch. I'll ask questions as in like, oh, how does that work? Oh, what are you doing? Stuff like that. But I won't offer explanations unless someone directly asks me. And that pertains to religion too. I mean, I don't butt in, because that's exactly what it is, butting in. And I don't want to be that guy. The exception to the rule is if someone is teaching someone else really bad information, then I'll interject. Then I'll insert myself into the conversation and say, well, you're saying this, but studies show, or the science shows, or this and that. And I'll get into the conversation that way. But for the most part, I won't try to interrupt unless I'm personally asked. When it comes to, let's see, religious person, you don't have to just debunking someone or debunking a belief doesn't mean you're insulting their belief. You can talk about alternative ways to think about something, like when people say that they prayed for something to come true. You can suggest politely, say, all right, well, if you prayed for something to happen, certain thing to happen, and it happened that one time or 2 or 3 times, that's pretty cool. But have you ever prayed for something to happen that didn't happen? How do you treat that? And usually the response is, well, the God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes he decides to grant your wish. Sometimes he doesn't grant your wish. And it's then you can kind of like politely suggest, well, I've read some scriptures where it's like he's not supposed to interfere. So, doesn't praying interfere with the natural plan? Stuff like that. Even though I'm challenging the belief, I'm not being confrontational in my tone. And I think that's the way to go about it. It's your tone. I'm not trying to say, well, your Bible says this and this and this, and you're not going by it, and you're changing the rules. I'm not being mean. I'm not being aggressive. We're just having a discussion. That's it. I'm asking questions in a polite manner and trying to put the answer part on them, not on me. Like, what do you think about this? Like, I've read this. What do you think about that? And we're having a conversation. That's it. And I think that works really good because you don't start a fight. You don't get people mad at you. If you get that vibe, like they're starting to get frustrated, they're starting to get mad, then you kind of back off a little bit, just a little bit, because you're not there to start a fight. You're having a conversation. And if you break it off before it becomes a fight, the other person is more likely to come to you next time for a conversation and talk to you. That's my experience. So I hope that helps you. All right. I'm trying to catch up here. I'm at the 2-hour mark. I'm trying to have to go trying to change my defense. Oh, I love you, Dr. Jim. Love you, buddy. Love you so much. Oh my God. Look how far behind I am. Jesus Christ. All right. I'm going to try and finish off some of these, but I'm going to end it soon. All right. Wayne's got another question. Have you heard of the Beast of Bray Road? I live near the road. Nope. Haven't seen him. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to write that down. Beast of Bray Road. I'm going to look it up tomorrow sometime and figure out what's going on. I never heard that term before, so I don't know what you're talking about. Athena! What's up, girl? Good to see you. All right. I'm going down. I'm slowly catching up. I'm closing the gap between the little scroll bar and the end here. I'll be at Barry's going to be at the bash. No shit, Barry. We'll definitely come up. I'm going to have my skeptical help bar set up. So definitely come up, introduce yourself, and hang out. I wouldn't mind if you brought me a bottle of rum too. Hint, hint. All right. John Kennedy says, I plan on making it. Awesome. That would be great to see you too, John. Heath says, ghosts don't go to conferences because guys get into a fight. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. Totally know what you do. I didn't get into a fight. I got into an argument. It didn't get into a fight, if that's what you're referring to. Heh. Skip to atheist? All right. Gabriel's got a question. I think gamers will be the future debunkers. They notice and use any glitch they can. Well, that's not really a question, but that's a totally different thing. My son is a gamer, and he's pretty good when he actually sits down. Sometimes we watch like a ghost hunting show, and he'll come down and sit down for a couple minutes and be like, yeah, that's not a ghost. That's this. That's this. So he is pretty good at spotting the details and commenting on it. How long do you think you'd survive in a paranormal VR game, and would you die because you'll be giggling too much? I don't think I would survive. I've seen some of the games, and there's one in particular, like the Spooky Science Sisters keep getting me to try to play this game, Phantasma or something like that. And I don't have time. but I think I would die because I have my own rules that I investigate by, and I don't think the game would allow me to apply my own rules, and I think I would die pretty quickly. All right, look at this. I have reached the end. Okay, so I'm going to get my announcements out because I'm over the 2-hour mark. All right, I'm going to get my announcements out, and then I didn't even get to the second topic that I was going to talk about. Oh my goodness, I'll have to save that for next week. Maybe I'll have, because it was actually about a former guest that was on a couple weeks ago, Dustin Dean. He's a mentalist. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. He had a fairly well-known psychic named Amy Bileski. Yeah, that's from TikTok. She came on. She was going to do a live session with him. Well, she actually did a live session, and I thought it was to take his challenge because he has a challenge for psychics and mediums, but she didn't. She actually came on to talk to him a little bit, and but I think I'm going to save that for later because I think I'm going to try and get him come back on and talk about that and get him more depth about his challenge because it was really, really interesting. So let's see. Announcements. So June 28th, I will be a guest on Dark Sun Rising. It's a podcast on ParaX Radio. That is June 28th at 10 p.m. I have no idea what we're talking about. No clue, but I met them I met Vicky Valancourt, which is actually her name. I met her at the Phenom conference 2 weeks ago, and she was really awesome, really cool. She came over to my booth. We talked for a while, and we scheduled this appearance. So I'm really excited about talking to them. August 20th to 22nd, Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. Please come out. If you're in the area, if you can get there, if you don't have that weekend booked yet for something to do, come on out. It supports a great cause. It supports several causes. One is the Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors. Second is Heroes for Hire, which is a great organization that sends costumed people out to hospitals to make kids happy, which is awesome. I mean, that's just, it's a great organization. I'll have my Skeptical Help booth set up. I will be taking donations. I will have the can set up, donations for the Cancer Research Institute. So please come out, support that cause too. It's a great cause, and we're going to have fun. And I'm going to be on the dunk tank. I'm going to be in the dunk tank. So if you ever wanted to take out stress on a skeptic, here is your chance. Or if you just want to you just want to dunk me, come on out, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a microphone, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have free reign to say whatever I want. So I will be insulting everyone to get them worked up and spend more money to dunk me. So there's that. September 25th is Para-Unity Conference in Woodbridge, New Jersey. And I'll be setting up a booth. I wasn't originally, but I am now, which is great. I'm looking forward to that. That's a big conference. It's a one-day conference. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. October 9th at Selma Mansion in Norristown, PA. They have their annual psychic fair. Donna has a booth. Producer Donna, who is not here, she will have a booth. I do not, but I'll be helping her and then walking around and maybe, sitting for readings or something like that. Look at this. Dana's like, still can't believe you're going in the tank. I am going in. I won't be shirtless because I'm just too fat to go shirtless. I don't go shirtless, but I'll be in the tank. And please, I mean, it's for a good cause. So please spend your money and come out and try to dunk me. And yeah, with your balls. Bob's like, I don't like dunk tanks. The freak accident in a dunk tank caused my chronic. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully I won't have the same problem, but Gabriel will be there. Let's see. Great show tonight. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love when it's a good show. Great show. Thanks for staying overtime. Hope everyone has a great and safe weekend. Hope to see everyone tomorrow on 3 Tortured Souls. Yes. Final announcement is tomorrow night. Let me see. I have to look up. Where'd my Facebook go? Oh, there it is. So tomorrow night on 3 Tortured Souls, Dave Schumacher is in charge. And we will be talking about, hold on, it's coming up. It's taking a second to look. Facebook is like kind of slow tonight, or maybe it's my computer. I don't know. Let's see. So tomorrow is let's see. We're going to test your psi and psychic abilities. We will have a fun and interactive show where we will test psychic abilities. We will also discuss the different types of psychic abilities, ESP, as in like telepathy, clairvoyance, and psychokinesis, which is PK. The movie version of that is telekinesis. We'll also be discussing the data there is to support them and what tests are conducted in formal lab settings to see if the phenomena is real or exist. So that should be interesting because I know very little about the parapsychology side of this. So it'll be interesting to delve into that. And that's what I'll be doing probably most of the day tomorrow. Besides cleaning up the house because Donna is coming home from a week-long vacation and I got to make sure the house is semi-okay before she gets home. So let's see. What else? Bob says, the seat didn't latch one time. I twisted my back, fell in. Oh, man, that sucks. I will definitely be looking out for that. Michael Bowman, I heard a Bigfoot in the wild. It's sonically affected me. ESP as well to flee the area. Not sure if you're serious or joking, but that would add a whole new level of Bigfoot. We'll have to get into that next week. Maybe one of these times, like I had Eric Altman on, but maybe I'll look and see who else I can get on. Maybe I'll get Eric back and we'll talk. We'll have a Bigfoot show. Yeah, that might be good. I'd like to have a UFO show again. Maybe I had Mick West on, but we'll see. We'll see what I can drum up. All right. So with that, tomorrow, definitely tune in if you're not busy. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tune in to 3 Tortured Souls. We have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. Check it out because you can see it either side. And then next week, we'll see. I don't know what I have set up. I don't have any guests set up yet. I'm going to start doing this week. I'm going to start booking guests again and get that rolling. But otherwise, have a safe weekend. Have a fun weekend. Enjoy yourself. And above all, never stop learning.